Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Town of Colmar Manor, our town meeting of Tuesday, October the 10th, 2017. It's currently 7:04, and I will accept a motion to open this meeting.
I'll make that motion as stated.
Is there a second?
I'll second as stated.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. This meeting is now in order. Okay. Well, starting on the meeting, we're going to start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so we have had a lot of different tragedies happen over the last month, and I hope everybody can sit and have a moment of silence and think of those who have been through a lot of pain and suffering, families, friends, and those that continue. We want to think about Puerto Rico and Florida and Texas and all of those people, and think of our blessings and the things that we have and more fortunate for. So a moment of silence, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we were expecting Curtis Smith here. Okay, Curtis Smith is here. He's going to give us an update on some emergency preparedness and things that are complete. Please do. Mr. Curtis, I just want to introduce my council members. Is it, can you hear, is it on?
Hello?
Yes.
You just need to raise it up a little. This is Councilmember Blue.
Hello.
Councilmember Bowden. Mayor Pro Temp Jackson.
Hello.
And Councilmember Mendoza.
All right, great. All right. Well, I am Councilmember Smith from the town of Indian Head. I met most of you at the Ocean City MML conference. I'm here on behalf of the MML HEPAC, which is the Hometown Emergency Preparedness Advisory Committee. Our intent is to do more of these in various locations around the state to, we want to purport the benefits of having an emergency preparedness plan, right? So emergencies are not always natural disaster. As we've seen in Las Vegas with the tragic events there, emergencies can come in different forms. So with our committee, what we want to do is to help municipalities prepare for those circumstances. So we have a website, and we'll get more information. We have a website with a lot of detailed information. At the summer conference, we did a survey. So we have the results of the survey because we're trying to overcome the barriers for that municipalities are experiencing when it comes to implementing emergency preparedness. So I spoke with your town clerk, and I think it was your town clerk. I'm sorry. If not, Miss Kayla Cooper.
Okay.
Is she? Forgive me for her capacity, but I wanted to come down and talk to you about the services that we can provide in assisting you. So, do you all have an emergency preparedness plan?
Well, some time ago, and chief, we just got the chief in January.
Gotcha.
But some time ago, we had a search team.
Okay.
Which is, what is it?
Community emergency. Yeah.
Citizen,
Yes.
yeah, community citizen response team. And
Yes,
so
ma'am.
they were really, really good.
Okay.
We were with the port towns, we did it all together.
Okay.
And so there was a team, they had the walkie-talkies, they went through all the different training stuff
Okay.
and everything. And,
All right.
and this building was supposed to be a planned shelter.
Okay. All right.
The building is like well off of the ground. If you look out, you can see this particular room here
Yes,
is
ma'am.
well over, and
The
you know,
flood.
good chance of flood.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, lower flood chances. But
saying all that to say, it sort of melted away.
Yes, ma'am.
over time.
Finding volunteers is sometimes difficult. But just wanted to let you know that the committee is at your disposal. If there's anything we can do to review plans or things of that nature, or provide you with some additional resources, you do have that MML asset available to you.
Are there any like guides for
We
establishing?
have, yes, ma'am. We have guides, we have templates. We have even considered creating CERT teams to come to municipalities to over a weekend and go through your plans and help you draft these very essential documents. So we're looking to expand the services, and so we'll go around to various communities at their town hall meetings to see how we can be of assistance. So if you have any questions or concerns, I will email my contact information, and we'll look forward to helping you. Are there any questions of me?
Yes, anybody have any questions?
I guess I was wondering, do you all do workshops? Like if we would have the staff and also the elected officials come in like on a week, not a weekend, a weekday, and you have someone with MML will come and just go over the procedures with us?
Do drills.
A drill or something?
So,
Well, that's two different things.
Yeah, not
So-
a drill, but just
right,
just
understood.
letting us be aware. I mean, you stated, just like you said, what
Yes, ma'am.
happened in Vegas.
Yes, ma'am.
There was so many family and friends, but a lot of people didn't have a escape plan
Right.
on what to do when something tragedy happens.
Right. So we are at your disposal. We just coordinate those types of activities. You tell us what you'd like to see.
Okay.
We give you the pre-planning. We do a lot of pre-planning, right? So it's a quality time that's spent, but I'm sure that's something that is not out of the question. So, any
But
additional
thank you.
questions? for
Thank
me?
you for coming out. Yeah.
Do you have any other questions?
Any questions?
No?
All right. Thank you all for having me.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you.
I appreciate
We
your
look forward
comments.
to someone coming
Now,
out.
you said that there's material, you said you had a website, but you didn't say what the website was.
I do not know it offhand, but I will email all the pertinent information.
Okay.
To
Send it to Kayla.
to Kayla.
Kay
Yep.
Cooper.
And she can give you all the pertinent information, and then we'll send you, I think someone completed the survey, but we'll look at the survey to find out what the barriers you guys are experiencing to make sure that we can give you actionable information.
Okay.
All right?
Thank
Thank
you
you very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Good seeing you. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right. The next order of business is we've got Rico here from Bates Trucking. Thank you for coming out as well. How are you doing today?
Well, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm happy to be among the land of the living. I'll be honest with you. My mark is low today. I'm happy that I'm alive, so I'll start there. I'm good. How are you guys doing? Everybody looks good.
Great.
All right, good.
So now we want to keep our updates to a minimum. How long you going to give us an update on how things are going?
Well, I think things are
In your mind.
going well. I think things are stable. Always trying to get better. I got an unforeseen picture, unfortunately, from you about 35 days ago, to be exact, and we handled that expeditiously and resolved the matter. We are continuing our culture change in-house with our employees. We have hired a new operations manager, which I'd like to possibly get room on the next session to formally introduce him.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's more of a reintroduction. His name's Corey Walker. He was actually at this division before as the route monitor, and he kind of handled all of the municipalities at that time. He got promoted to supervisor, went to a different division, and turned that entire division around in about 8 months. And it's our stellar flagship division now, and so we brought him back here because we felt that his skill set fit what we needed to continue the continuity of the progress that we're experiencing. We have continued to hire and remove where necessary. We're always hiring. We're always looking to increase and upgrade our staff. The customer service focus is higher than it's ever been. We have added route monitors in the field. I'm very, very excited about that. So every single route is actually watched, surveyed, and kind of reviewed at the end of its completion to confirm that it was done in the manner in which we like it. Can placement, spillage, always issues, will always be as long as that human component exists. We try and keep focus on it. I think we're a lot further toward where we want to go than where we were 12 months ago, 6 months ago. But we're not where we want to be. So we're not resting on our successes. We got a lot of work to do. We understand that. We're excited about that work. And we're pressing forward. I'm really, really pleased with the 2 teams I have in here right now, picking up trash and recycle. And I think we got that piece fixed. And now it's more of a training, retraining, and servicing on a continual basis that they can start taking their jobs for granted and kind of put it on autopilot for a little while. You got to shake them a little bit and remind them, the can placement's got to be impeccable every day. Because they take pictures for me when it's perfect, but then when it's not, they don't take the pictures. Yeah. So
it's interesting to see. I don't know if it's possible to get some consistency in the people who serve us. You had a team, I want to say, it might have been 2 weeks ago, where basically their can placements were very respectable. Where, when you're coming down a line, when you're driving down a street and you see a straight line, or, almost straight, not perfect.
we call them soldiers at attention.
Soldiers at attention.
We like it.
Right.
That uniformity down the street is
It was
is
actually,
a
and I'll
beautiful
tell you
thing.
what day it was. You said 35 days. It was the exact same day I sent you that picture. So even though there was that issue in that picture, whoever was on that team was actually doing
That
a
we
pretty
have
good
great
job that
guys.
day.
Listen, if I can find out how to get them to come to work for 5 days, I think we'll be golden.
Well,
We have-
I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, Rico. You said if you can figure out a way, I can tell you a way. You got to give people permanent jobs from the get-go.
No, we don't even. Thank you, Mayor, for bringing that up. We average only 3 temporary contractors per day now. All of our staff is employees.
Okay, with benefits and everything.
The temporary staff is only used to clean the yard. We don't
Okay.
even send them out in the field. They're used for the housekeeping. We've actually transitioned all of our temporary employees to permanent. We've gone a step further, man.
So you're saying you have permanent employees now, but you can't get them to work 5 days a
That's
week?
exactly what I'm saying. But I got even better for you. Want to hear this?
Well, what are they calling, sick, or they?
They just don't show up. But it gets better.
Okay.
We also added an incentive plan, a performance-based incentive plan. You want to know the 3 criteria to get it? You got to come to work on time, 5 days. You got to be in uniform when you come to work on time. And we're going to give you an additional $125.
Wow.
And they still don't come to work for 5 days. I don't know what else to do but continue to go through the process of terminating and hiring until we get the right people. Now, we have seen an improvement, but the systemic nature in our attendance issue is industry-wide. I talk to companies in California, Arizona, we're all experiencing the exact same thing. So it's not just a Bates issue. It's not just a DMV issue. It is a systemic issue across the industry because I don't believe I'll offend anybody in here by saying what I'm going to say. The younger kids are not made the way we were. The hard work, the way they define it, is different than what we understood. So when you start talking about this hard labor daily, they want to go play their PlayStation. They don't want to do that. They'll do it for a couple of days to get enough money to go do what they want to do. But saying you could make a career, this is a step for you. Our goal is to transition our helpers into drivers.
So, I mean, I'm a person that always believes there's an answer to everything. There's no such thing as, I don't care how widespread it is, there's always a resolution. And so you have to keep changing because, as they say, if you keep doing something the same way and you're not getting the results you want, you got to do something different. Now, it sounds like you're trying to do some things different. But my suggestion would be that you send them to boot camp. They get 6 weeks in boot camp before, and you give them pay them 6 weeks in boot camp, and you take them through one of those super disciplinary, hard sessions where they are on your camp.
Can I tell you,
They're not able to go somewhere else. This is where they're going to be. You give them incentive to do it, whatever they're going to get afterwards. But when they walk out of that 6 weeks, you will have different people. So when you say we got young people who have, I'm not going to disagree with you there. But But those who wind up going into the military or going into a tough environment that insists on a level of discipline with a strict hand and a strong hold, they grow up. They grow up.
I'm not in disagreement with you. I'm glad you mentioned that when Mr. Bates isn't here. Because he would look at me and ask me who's paying for them for 6 weeks. That's the first thing he'd ask me. But, you know, I have talked to him about some potential grant money out because we do want to invest in our community.
You pay for it with your profits.
Yeah.
Because it's an investment.
We are investing in our employees daily. We invest in them daily through training, through the incentives that we offer, through the career that we give them. We give free CDL classes to any employee.
Well, that's pretty good.
They just got to come in on Saturday, and we're going to get them a CDL license so they can become a driver. This is a guaranteed way to make more money.
One day you're going to say, yes, Mayor, thank you, we'll do that.
I'll say it today. Yes, Mayor. Thank you.
And I know, exactly, because actually, you know, I was, like I told Mr. Bates, I did process reengineering, and I know the effects that can happen when you put the precision to it and what you can get out of it. You know, I did it at Computer Science Corporation, and I did it for quite a while for many different departments, and it's like life-changing. You just got to take it seriously, because it can work. But anyway, we'll leave you out to whatever. I've seen some improvement. I haven't been around as much as I normally would be around on my trash day, but we have got less complaints. However, I will say that
I'm just checking the pulse of the room, that's all. How are you?
we've gotten less complaints, but not zero. But just as of today, we had a phone call from somebody that said they tried to call 3 times for their bulk pickup and didn't get any answer at all. So I don't really know at the end of the day if this person's bulk pickup is going to get done. Kayla sent the email over, but it was by then, it was probably about 4 o'clock. So
She sent it today? At 4?
Probably around about that time,
Okay.
or a little bit, even might have been even, yeah, it was about 4,
I'm not sure if she
4:15, but
copied me, but without
because we were in meetings,
Yeah.
by the time he called, and he said he'd just been calling and calling and calling, and just wasn't getting any answer.
Is it possible for you to send Kayla a message just to send it to me directly when she gets in the morning?
Oh,
I'll
in
make
the
sure it
morning
gets-
to
I'll
send
make
you a
sure it gets
message
picked
to
up.
where the address is?
Yep, just send me the address, email it to me, and I'll make sure we pick it up.
Okay, so we'll do that. And also, I was just speaking to a candidate for Senate, 47 District Senate, and now he actually lives in Cheverly. You know, Cheverly does their own trash.
Yes, ma'am.
But he's out talking to constituents right now. So when I told him we were having our town meeting and we were having Bates come in, he's like, well, can you ask him? All his constituents are consistently asking about this garbage juice and what you guys are doing about it. We haven't experienced it as much. I don't think,
No one has
for
brought
a
it to our
minute.
attention.
Huh?
No one has brought it to our attention.
Right, because it was really
So-
bad a year ago when we were.
He's saying Bates
He said Bates.
trucks? Okay, I'm not sure when that issue was. We go through our fleet every 15 days now, and we recheck all tailgate seals.
Well, he's campaigning now.
Yeah, I understand.
So he's out there talking to people now and asking them what their issues are and what kind of problems they're having. And he said this is one that's surfacing to the top.
Okay, well, we
in
have.
terms of what
we have
he's
done
hearing
it-
about.
We have done our due diligence through the entire fleet. We've even scheduled it now where it wasn't a part of our kind of normal scheduled maintenance. But now every 15 days, we're just checking the bodies of the truck, making sure there's no holes in them, making sure the seals are proper. We created an entire emergency spill response team. So now anytime a spill's called in, we have a truck with our own employees that are prepared and trained for hazmat cleanup. They know exactly what to do when they get on site. So there's a power wash, a brush, harsh, heavy scrubbing brush to wash out any things and make sure that they don't go into the stormwater drains. So we've done our due diligence to make sure in the event it happens, that we respond quickly.
Well, I'll just tell him to make sure that people give you immediate calls when they have an issue.
If they call it in, we're
So
dispatching
it's
the
not
team.
something that people are just saying. You know, I always argue about people who speak among themselves and complaining instead of coming to the source of where they need to complain to, because that gets it nowhere and you just complain some more. But I know I heard that you guys are in relationship with Goods.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I was at a friend's house who I guess Goods is their truck company, their trash company. Literally, Rico, I'm gonna tell you, the guy pulled up he came up with the truck, he picked up the trash can, dumped it in, and then tossed it into the yard.
Can you just give me the area?
Yeah, Landover Knowles or Old Landover Road. Old Landover Road.
Know where it is? Okay. I'll make
That's
sure they
where I
know
was.
about it.
I was like, no, you did. But yes, he did. Just,
And that's
I mean,
Chevrolet.
literally just tossed it.
That Chevrolet area we
It's-
actually don't service.
it's-
That's a good.
It's an
area.
unincorporated area.
Yeah, the unincorporated area, Chevrolet, good services. So these
Yeah,
are
it was
both good
good.
issues. No, not your
I
issue.
saw the
The
truck.
spillage issue.
Oh, the spillage
spillage
issue?
issue. That's
Oh,
not-
no,
that's
that's like a whole, I mean, I don't know what y'all service, but 47th District runs from,
Langley Park.
Landover Road, all the way up to Glen Arden. From Glen Arden, and it's a horseshoe, and it goes all the way around to Chillum, up in the Chillum and Langley Park
Oh, yeah,
area.
that's a big area.
So it's a really, it loops, though. It's a hoop around.
Okay, so I'll check into that. The Landover.
goes around
The
Hyattsville.
Landover knows. I'll get that
Yeah,
over to them.
yeah, somewhere, yeah, wherever. Mhm.
Okay. Anything else?
Anybody have any questions?
Yes, I wanted to know how we're doing as a municipality with our recycling, since we have changed the days and now we have recycling on Friday.
It's better.
Okay.
The distinction of service days makes the contamination less.
That's good.
The reasonable cause to put trash in a recycle bin doesn't necessarily exist. We're not where we want to be. We still see contamination, but it's not full recycle cans full of trash. That's what it was before.
Right.
So we're
right,
not
right.
experiencing that. So I think that it's definitely improved. I think that now that the service days are changed, everybody's comfortable. We need to pound them with education. I think now we need to contact Tara. We need to bring Tara in. We need to do something with the community to do some education. I think now is the time to do the outreach because everybody's trained on the days now. We don't have any questions about when the trash versus the recycle is. So now everybody's kind of comfortable with that. Now we need to pop them with education and what goes in that can and what shouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, and I do think it's getting better. I mean, and I do think it was a necessary thing to do before the education process because we needed first to just get separate when it's happening, right? But now people actually call and ask, can they put certain things in the trash, in the recycling? So that's a good thing that people start calling just to start checking and so forth.
And now, this is an idea, now that the county, and we're really focusing on recycling, one way may be that if we can get some out to the schools, because every parent that has a child looks at their paper, maybe it's on Wednesday, but all their letters, but we had something in that newsletter for the schools talking about recycling. I think the parents will look at it more than, really look at it very closely because it's coming from the school. Or so we'll put it on Facebook, we haven't been on Nextdoor in a while, we usually put it on Nextdoor. We also have it, now we have it where the shopping center is, we have a bulletin board, and I put up things that you can recycle on both sides, so we're really trying our best to get
No,
people
we
on
applaud
board.
the effort. Good news about the schools is we do the school contract for all their recycling.
Yeah, so that's
So we're
something that
actually
you
in
can-
the schools educating the students with the county. And so we've seen a huge uptick on their recycle program. In fact, their recycling efforts have made Maryland #2.
Yeah.
PG, Prince George's County, #2 in the state. That it was Montgomery County, Howard County, then Prince George's. Prince George's is now #2.
Okay.
And that's because of the efforts from the school system. And so if we can kind of get that to come home, as you said, to the parents, I think the impact just continues to grow.
Okay.
Yeah. I noticed in Ward 1, a couple of weeks ago, there was trash out, bulk trash out, and she said she called it in. The neighbor came and told me she called it in, but they didn't pick it up. And I asked her to also call Kayla and let her know to call it in again. And they still didn't pick it up the next week. It was out there a while before they picked it up. But if she did call it in and they come out and mine next door, maybe I put something out and I forgot. Since they were there picking up hers, they wouldn't pick a chair up next door.
Most likely they would not if it's not on their list. And we talked about kind of working with code a little bit. When that happens and my guys see it, we can make a call on the radio We just need somebody for my supervisor to contact in the town so that we can say, is this legitimate? If they tell us it's legitimate, we're gonna pick it up.
You mean Public
I
Works?
used to see the lady in the truck behind it, you
Yep,
know. but
Sharita.
Right, I haven't seen her.
All right, well, I'll make sure she makes sure she checks that bulk truck out.
Okay.
She may have gotten pulled away for something else, but she's still coming in the town every service day. So,
Yeah, she usually
Isn't
tries to
that
stay
it?
behind everything. Thank you.
Okay, so to that point, what I wanted to say is whenever in the last couple of months there was something that was left behind or there was something that didn't get done right or whatever, Sharita would come back here, whether it's 7 or 8 o'clock, to take care of the problem. As long as we've been notified that the problem existed, that she does. And I have to commend her, you know, personally on that, because she will make the U-turn back and try to take care of whatever that issue is.
and Sharita is phenomenal, and she actually is the catalyst for the change and the standard that's been set, because she set it. So certain people can't work in her municipality. She owns it, and she certain workers can't come in on her truck. And she's like, no, they don't understand. It's a higher level of quality that's expected. So she won't even let some people get on the truck to come work. And she has been godsend. I'm grateful that she came and applied, and we're so happy with her progress. And she owns it, and she believes that it belongs to her. It's her responsibility to keep it clean. So
Yeah, well, it'd be great to get more with her work ethic, because she's serious about what she does, and I appreciate it. And you let her know.
I'll make sure
said
I'll
that.
make sure I pass it on.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's also been working out well if someone is moving and we call our public work manager, Mike Gorham, and then he contacts you all, and when I come home, it's done. So I think that's working out.
Yeah,
really
whenever
good.
I see Mike's name
So
on my
I think
phone,
Mike is the contact person if something.
no, whenever I
Hate
see
to
Mike's
throw
name
you out
on my
there,
phone,
but-
I'm on the other one with the truck, trying to figure out what we got to send.
Yeah,
Because
he's
he normally is not
already-
gonna call me unless there's something
Right.
that's not right.
Right.
And so when I see
Yeah.
his name, I know we got to go take care of something. It's got to be quick.
Yeah, and it's done, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I want to encourage my audience, whether here or YouTube, on cable, to call when you have an issue, at the time you have an issue, and don't let it add up, so that it can be corrected, and then hopefully for the long haul. So we look forward to, you know, being able to build that relationship going both ways.
Outstanding.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
You guys have a great evening.
Okay, you too.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right, moving on the mayor's report. I'm just going to limit my report to what took up almost most of my life in the last month, which was our 90th anniversary. It was a beautiful day. We had a beautiful parade. There was 20 cars or more in the parade, and 200 people from many different agencies, groups, candidates, and so forth. And it was really, really a great day. Anybody who came out, and we had Chuck Brown playing, and then we had a Panamanian band in the back, because the parade was large enough to have music on both sides, and it came out really, really well. We had a great day. In the event, music, performances, a truck, a game truck for the kids. The kids had a ball, an absolute ball. Skating and track. I'm sorry, skating and the train. And my labor of love. I hope anybody who's around will come up to the town hall to see our history boards. We have 6 history boards that, through pictures, shows the history of the town over all of these years. And it's a really great thing to just stare into sometimes and just look at the pictures and see sort of an evolution of things on them. And they're hanging in the hall, coming towards the main hall. And you can come on up and take a look and just see a little bit of history there. So I hope to have anybody come up. I thank everybody so much who participated and people who helped. We had from the Cottage City, Commissioner came in and helped in the morning when I was trying to get things done, and then Mayor Gant from Edmiston, was outside helping kind of get the cars in line, and You know, Miss Blue wind up here with me until, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning one night, and she was like, oh my God, what am I doing? And then I had Councilmember Jackson up here. I mean, everybody's been through everything, but I'm talking about the ones that wind up here, where we wind up here over the midnight hours. I want to thank Cottage City for allowing us to use their tool trucks. They were perfect for a parade. The police and the chief will probably offer you all the assistance that he got in working through the whole event and so forth. All of the staff was just stellar. Everyone was stellar. We also gave an award to Mr. Gorman, our Public Works Director, for his years of service. He's a native son of Colmar Manor. This is where he's from as a baby. And also to now Chief Stone, who's back in the media room, who is a native son of Colmar Manor. And they've both worked here for nearly 40 years. So they have completely stuck with this community, and we really appreciate that. And so we gave them a token of our appreciation there. And I don't know if I'm missing anybody else. It was just so heartwarming for the help and the support that we got from everybody. I also want to say congratulations to Nisha, how do you say her? James. I didn't call her Mayor T. James. Mayor T. James. Different from Mayor James, but the wife of the previous mayor. I want to congratulate her for winning the election. I also congratulate Councilmember Ficklin and also Councilman Chris Mendoza for their election wins in the last week or so. And with that said, I'll just move it on to council reports. Ward 1.
Good evening. I want to say happy birthday to the September and October birthday people, and I want to say goodwill to those that are sick and shut in. And I completed my classes for the graduate and attended my graduation for the Academy of Excellence in the local governance, and they had a little nice after party after that. I also attended the dedication for David Harrington over at the park in Bladensburg. As we spoke about the bulk trash, I still see that out over the weekends in Ward 1. So I hope people are listening tonight and do a little bit better with the bulk trash. AM and PM bus stops, I see people, sometimes they're might be running a little bit late or whatever, but kind of slow down and be aware that the children are getting on and off the buses, and to slow down. The buses have that right of way. And I also want to thank the chief. I've seen him sitting out there at the bus stop observing and helping out. And other than that, Ward 1, thank you for all the flowers and the beautification and what you did in Ward 1 for the summer. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ward 2.
Oh, good evening. The only thing that in my ward, people still putting out trash for it sits out for the whole weekend. So if you have bulk trash, please call Bates on Tuesdays before 2 o'clock to get your trash picked up on Wednesday. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Ward 3.
Good evening. October is a really busy month. One of the things, October is Breast Cancer Month. We say to all the ladies and also men to please make sure that you get your mammograms. Also, October is domestic violence. If you come up to the town hall, you'll see a purple light that you see we represent. We do not agree with domestic violence, which can happen in women and also men. If you feel you're in that situation, please, you can contact one of the council or definitely contact the chief. In Ward 3, I think right now the main concern is people picking up their poop. I know we're working with Sustainable Maryland to have a poop waste system coming up, but that won't be happening until 2018. So Chief, and I say this to you, I mean, people are really leaving their waste. And I know we have signs up saying that they can be fined, but I think that's just something that we should enforce. And I really think it's the same individuals, but I wanted to bring that up. All right. Well, that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Ward 4.
Good evening, everyone. Buenos noches. Thank you all for either being here or tuning in. Just wanted to just say a big thank you to everyone that participated and helped with Colmar Manor's 90th anniversary. It was a wonderful day. A big congratulations, Mike Gorham and Chief Tracy Stone, and another congratulations to Miss Blue for finishing the Academy of Excellence. It's wonderful. Just with, I know with Chief, with Ward 4, we've had, and it's always good to have an extra eye out. We've had a lot of parking where I call it park and dump, where they just park and there's no more owner to that car. It's just been sitting there. So we can't always go around, but if you see that, if you see a car that's been there for some time that hasn't moved, just call the town hall, call the police department. You can call me and we'll check that out. And I believe that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, council members. All right, so I'll move on to the next item on the agenda is the report on the work session. And so here on the work session, which was on Tuesday, October the 3rd, we spoke about our organizational structure. In doing so, we added 3 positions: administrative assistant 1, administrative assistant 2, and administrative assistant 3. And in doing so, we have made a decision to offer Kayla Cooper, who is currently the secretary, the position of administrative assistant 1. To offer Yolanda Barrett the position of administrative 2, and to offer a volunteer, which is Lily Blythe, the position of administrative assistant 3. So within our structure that changed, these people will report to Dan Baden, all 3. Administrator 3 will have a dotted line to administrator 1. And so since then, we've been working out the details from that. We also talked about having a volunteer policy. We currently have a volunteer form, but we're getting more and more people who want to volunteer. I'm so excited about that. That is some energy, some positive energy in the world, that just people coming up and saying, hey, we just really want to volunteer and help in this office space. And so Mr. Barr is working out that form for us, for the volunteer form. But we have a form already, but he's working out something more around a policy. We talked about the FOIA request policy, so that we can make sure that the mayor and council are always informed if there is a FOIA request. A FOIA is Freedom of Information Act. So there would be a public record request, and in that process, we realized that the mayor and council weren't always included. And so we have now changed that process and that policy to ensure that before any response to a request goes out, that the mayor and council are aware of what that is and what that response intends to be, so that we can ensure that if there is any information that we ourselves may have that may not be pleasant here in this facility, may also be included in the request, so that we can ensure all records are included as requested. We spoke about disposition of surplus vehicles. We have, as you know, some new, which were budgeted for, police vehicles, and so we moved one vehicle that we had to code enforcement. The code enforcement vehicle will be available for general service, and then the one additional vehicle, which has high maintenance cost on it at this point, we will dispose of likely by donating it to a nonprofit or a school. And we talked about the hall rentals for the mayor and council. we made a decision that the mayor and council who get a free rental, the council gets 2, the staff gets 1, that will no longer have free rentals on Saturdays. This is to the benefit of our residents while still maintaining some benefit to the mayor and council, but Saturdays is our revenue generating day. And so on Saturdays, we would not, going forward, except for those who are already recorded on the books. We spoke about record retention, only to get it started. We had some samples on what kind of rules some towns have on record retention so that we can come up with a record retention policy, which we'll be discussing in more depth next month at the work session. The chief made a request about parking, putting no parking up on Newark Road where there's a vacant lot. This vacant lot is being used for dumping and is consistently needed to be cleared out. So we're not happy about the no parking. So what we wanted to do is to go through a process of abating this property so that the owner of the property is taking responsibility for the property. And that owner of the property is somebody who still lives in the state of Maryland, and so we should be able to actually get to that person and tell them that we're going to abate the property and then charge them for it, even if we have to do it on a regular basis, so since it's so consistent. So we're working on that process right now. We talked about Clean Up, Green Up, which is October the 28th. I am sure that Councilmember Jackson will give you some more information about that when we get to the Green Team conversation, so I'll let her talk about that. And then we, as many of you might be aware, we had a trial board for an officer here, which is public record at this point. And in going through that trial board, we have had to pay some additional charges to our attorney, Mr. Barr, who, by the way, called to say that he was not feeling well today, so he wasn't going to be able to make the meeting tonight. And so we voted to pay Mr. Barr an additional amount of $2,905. He discounted the services substantially to what his normal charges would be. He works for us on a retainer on a regular basis, but when he comes to a special project activity, then we pay him for that service. And we thank him for the discount that he gave us. Anything I forgot from the work session? All right. So that was what we talked about. So moving on. I just lost my resume. Okay, so the next thing on here is our staff reports. I want to start with our Community Center Manager, Renee Watts.
Hello, Mayor, Council,
Hello.
Diane, and Chief. I am Renee Watts. I am the Recreation Coordinator. Thank you for this evening. April 2017, our annual Easter egg hunt was on April 15th at the Newton Street Park. It was extravagant. You get it? Egg-stravagant. Thank you to the Easter Bunny who hopped a long way to have fun with all the children, and free photos were taken with the Easter Bunny. Special thanks to Mayor Barrow, council members, and the Maryland National Capital Park for the Easter baskets and craft kits. Special acknowledgments to the American Legion who set up tables for egg dyeing, basket making, arts and crafts. This was an extra activity before the egg hunt. We had 15 baskets given to those who found the golden eggs. We gave goodie bags, hot dogs, and healthy snack bags were distributed to all while dancing to DJ Juan. The Colmar Manor staff and our volleyball volunteers, as always, did a remarkable job to make this event successful. I also attended a communication and marketing workshop class here at Colmar Manor, which was very highlighting and informative. Breeze hand dancing collected $720. The charter school gym rental collected $1,460. The gym and exercise room, we collected $48. Raffle tickets, which included 3 bike purchases, purchases for the Easter event, collected $90. The check requested for the Easter event was $575. The balance was 5 cents left over. Total income collected from the Recreation Department April 2017 was $2,228. May 2017, we celebrated Cinco de Mayo in the gym from 6 p.m. to midnight. Great music, variety of foods and desserts, and volleyball was the main event to burn off the calories from all the great food that we ate. Cinco de Mayo check requested was $225. The balance is 0. Breeze hand dancing collected $1,118. The gym exercise room collected $13. The charter school gym rentals, we collected $900. The total income from Recreation Department May 2017 was $2,031. On June 2017, on June 10th, we hired Mr. David Phillips as a part-time employee. His duties will be maintaining the upkeep of the building primarily after all hall rentals, but not limited to further training, which will be essential and beneficial to his employment growth. Happy Hour Plus started June 16th from 7 p.m. to midnight. The admission fee is $8 and light refreshments are served. You can bring your own food if you prefer. We invite you to enjoy the evening with us and DJ Woody, oh goody. This is a non-alcohol event. Happy Hour Plus is every third Friday until December the 15th, and I'm planning to have karaoke open mic night coming soon. The MML report. Thank you, Mayor, council members, my supervisor, for allowing me to attend my first MML convention. What an educational experience. I worked at Port Towns booths, which gave me the opportunity to network with so many people. There were so many booths to visit and very nice giveaways. Every booth had a place to drop your business cards in, which may result in winning a prize. Well, my name was picked twice, and I received a tote bag and a state flag of the Maryland, and I want to donate this to the town.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you.
very nice. Something else for the walls. That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. The gym exercise room collected $26. The Happy Hour Plus received $580. Breeze hand dancing collected $1,118. The charter school rental was $200. Total income from Recreation Department in June 2017 was $1,656. July 2017, we are pleased to announce Colmar Manor summer interns. We had Ms. Yuri Sanchez and Jaden Bayou, who worked in the Recreation Department and the main office. Both received $125 a week, worked 20 hours a week for a total of 4 weeks, which began July the 17th through August 11th. Great job, interns. Last but not least, happy belated birthday to me on July 23rd. And Breeze hand dancing collected $1,032. Gym exercise room collected $20. The charter school gym rental collected $700. The Happy Hour Plus, we collected $160. This is actually the last Happy Hour event until further notice because the attendance was very low. Total income from Recreation Department, July 2017, $1,932. August 2017, August was a great month because I took a vacation for 2 weeks. The committee, thank you, Diane. The committee for planning Port Towns Day and the 90th anniversary celebration for Colmar Manor Day is in full motion. Meetings are held weekly as the time gets nearer. We have a new team player effective August 16th, Mr. Ronald Austin began working part-time on weekends as a custodial person. Mr. David Phillips is no longer with us. The income report. Breeze Hand Dancing collected $1,544. The charter school gym rental was $1,000. Total income for August 2017 is $2,544. Last, the September 2017. The month of September has been a blast. The mayor, council, and staff all worked diligently planning for Port Towns Day and Colmar Manor Day, which both events were the very best ever. Staff was recognized for their professionalism with comforting words, gifts, plaques, and a few other goodies. We really do work hard and love what we do sincerely. Thank you and all of the volunteers and the sponsors. Breeze Hand Dancing collected $1,040. Charter School gym rental collected $1,600. The income report for September 2017 is $2,640. Upcoming events. Volunteers Pizza Day is Saturday, October the 21st from 11 to 2 at Three Brothers. The Harvest Fest is Saturday, October 28th between 5 and 8 here at the Colmar Manor Town Hall. And our Town Holiday Party is Saturday, December 9th here at the Town Hall from 4 to 7 p.m. This is also the time of the year where I'm asking for toys for the kids to be given out at our holiday party. Toys for the infants through teenage years. Please leave any toys in the holiday box located in the main office Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Last year we collected over 100 toys, and our quota this year, let's make it 200. We can accomplish this goal with everyone's help. Thank you. This concludes the recreation report from April 2017 through September 2017. Any questions?
Well, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for keeping this building alive. How much we appreciate that. And the report only speaks to the technicalness of it, but I want to also just express your communication with our customers and clients and how well that's done, as well as the other staff members who do a great job. So I want to thank you for that as well. Anybody else?
Thank you. It's an excellent report, very detailed. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Good job. Okay, Mr. Gorham. Mike Gorham.
Mayor, Council, Mr. Baden, Chief, Mike Gorham, Public Works, a little bit for April, May, and June, cutting the grass, all the town's property, Town Hall, put down some new mulch out front of the Town Hall and on the sides, picking up the bags from the garden cleanups, filling up the water tank at least once a week per garden. We ordered a fence and installed it at the garden on 4300 block of Newton Street. Not sure which garden that is. East. Is that the east? Mm-hmm. At the East Garden. We got that installed. It took us about a week. Really wasn't sure what we were doing. It was a new type of fence. We patched the sidewalk at 43rd and Monroe Street. Fixed the fence at 43rd Monroe Street Park. We helped the vending man with the vending machine, take the machine downstairs. We had to replace 7 floor tiles on the floor and paint the hallway. I attended a couple classes with Mr. Baden with the State Highway. We went around cutting some brush and tree limbs back that was hanging over on the sidewalk. We had the Spartan Plumbing come in and repair the sewer ejection system located downstairs in the gym. Had to have the AC company come in due to a power outage. Had to reprogram the air conditioning units. Walk the streets, picking up trash. Our summer help started. Denzel was with Reverend Addison's group, and Jameson came from Prince George's County. At the end of June, we started cutting back the curbs, cutting the grass back from the curbs so they could be painted. July, August, September, it's pretty much the same thing, cutting the grass, all the town's property, cutting the grass at the gardens, emptying trash cans throughout the town, helped clean the garden, taking out the debris, picking up trash throughout the town. Went through the town, cutting grass from the cracks of the streets and cleaning up the mess afterwards when the grass got high. Myself and Jerome, along with Ronald, worked Port Towns Day. Cottage City had a little cookout for their summer help, and they invited our summer help over. So we went over and attended that with them. Had to go back and recut the curbs out, the grass out from the curbs again, because during that period, there was a 3-week period where it did not rain, and the company Allstate got set back a little bit, so the grass grew, so we had to recut it and everything. Allstate came in and painted all the curbs and half of the fire hydrants in town. Myself and Jerome went around and finished painting all the fire hydrant lines and painted all the speed bumps throughout the town. Jerome and Summer Help painted the multi-purpose room here. Attended a couple more meetings with Mr. Baden and State Highway. The sprinkler system for the building, for the fire protection, had an inspection, it passed with no problem. Had the front doors, the main front doors of the building repaired, wasn't shutting properly. Setting up meetings in town, Colmar Manor Town Hall meetings, did some bank runs, some post office run, and went through the town and made a list for Mr. Bain of streets and sidewalks and curves to be repaired.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Anybody have any questions?
Thank you, Mike. And like I said, when I call you, you're always right on time as far as
That's my job.
with the bulk pickup. Also, you didn't put on your list that I bug you about when lights are out, and he's already in contact with Pepco and he's on it. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
Mike,
it.
I want to say thank you also for that vacant house on Newton Street, the outside, and cutting the bushes that were all on the walkway and everything.
Right.
You and Jerome for keeping that clean. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome.
Yep. I want to thank you again also for putting in the extra time for the 90th anniversary and helping coordinate all of those activities and stuff. I know it was kind of like pressing sometime, but you did a great job. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And everybody that worked with you on that public works side.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Our next item is the treasurer's report.
Baden, I guess.
Oh, Mr. Baden.
I don't know if you're going to do it. That's my cue. All right, this is the treasurer's report for the first 3 months of the fiscal year through September of 2017. Total revenues for the 3 months were $122,027. Largest portion of this comes from real estate taxes of $49,486. Personal property taxes of $24,277, rental income for the use of the building of $23,118, and red light camera violations of $17,325. On the expenditure side, we had total general government expenditures of $119,970. This is spread out amongst most of the general government expenditure accounts. There's also payroll tax and benefits for general government of $35,014. Senior van operations total for 3 months was $9,916, including operating costs, salary, payroll taxes, and insurance Code enforcement, $8,553. Public Works, $51,750 for the 3 months. Community Center Town Hall maintenance and operations of $26,556. Under Public Safety, we had a total 3-month cost of $100,032. Community Center operations of $35,348. And I believe that is the total. So the total expenses for the month, for the 3 months, was $389,711. If you take that from the revenue we brought in over the 3 months, we're operating at a $267,000 deficit, which is normal for the beginning of the fiscal year, as those are the summer months or the slower months as far as revenue. Month of October, you'll see that turn around as we collect the first 6-month payment, first half of the real estate tax payments. So that's a quick overview of the financial report. I ask you to accept it as presented.
Okay, is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Yes, I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, I will,
The back page.
1 minute discussion.
That last page.
The one thing I wanted to discuss was about accounts receivable or, delinquent, or not necessarily delinquent, but for parking tickets. And we can discuss it further, but I just want to bring it back up again. We talked about maybe at the end of each month.
I'm sorry,
do a
Mayor.
tally.
I'm sorry, Mayor, we can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about where we had discussed doing a monthly tally of delinquent parking tickets so that we know what the accounts receivable is rolling on that in that particular area. So maybe it's something that you can look into and see what you and the chief can work
I'll talk to
out.
the chief about it and see what we can work out.
Right. Okay. Other than that, any other discussion? Okay, I call for a vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Okay, so we'll move on to the police report. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just a couple of things of note. We had a very low crime for September of 2017. We had no theft from autos in the town, which I really give accolades to our folks for locking their cars and putting their valuables away, either putting them in the trunk or bringing them with them. We had no burglaries in Colmar Manor. We only had one theft, and unfortunately, that was a young lady who was at one of our business establishments, and she left her wallet on the counter, walked away, and about 5 minutes later came back to look for it, and then it was gone. The CCTV images were of such poor quality we couldn't identify the individual, but that was the only theft that we had in the entire town. We had a recovered stolen auto, which it turned out to be, it was a truck and a box trailer on Newark Road. We were getting ready to write a parking ticket, ran it for stolen. It was stolen out of the state of Virginia, so we called the Prince George's County Police Department's auto theft unit, and they're working with Virginia State Police to see if it's part of a ring that may be operating out of the District of Columbia. We had no stolen autos. Again, the thefts from autos, that is the #1 crime in Prince George's County, so I keep emphasizing that, so I'm extremely proud of our citizens for locking their doors and securing their vehicles. Prince George's County averages about 100 per day of cars being broken into, so all the thanks go to our citizens. A couple things about, on the crime report, you'll see under one of them, it indicated there was one sexual assault. That was an unfounded. What that means was the individual that reported it, after being interviewed by the detectives, indicated that it was the person made the report as an act of retribution against the individual's partner. So there was no sexual assault, but we have to classify it. Anytime the call is disseminated, we have to document that. Other than that, the mayor's talked about some of the personnel issues. We had Officer Pease retired after almost 9.5 years of service. John started his police law enforcement career in 1974. So we're really very proud of John. Matter of fact, he's actually now a bailiff in Baltimore City. Some of the training things that we attended, when Mr. Smith and the mayor talked about emergency preparedness, on September the 20th of this year, I attended an emergency preparedness seminar put on by the Texas A&M Engineering Extension Company. They're nationally known as one of the premier organizations dealing with emergency management, them and FEMA. It was attended by representatives from Berwyn Heights, College Park, Greenbelt, a lot of municipalities, and it dealt with some of the things that the gentleman already talked about, developing an emergency operation plan for your town, but more importantly, having a personal emergency preparedness plan. And it's really simple. All you have to do is go to FEMA.gov, and you'll see on there the plan for the families. What's emphasized not only at this training seminar, but you'll see at any emergency preparedness, is that families have to be prepared to take care of themselves for 3 to 5 days. You have to just count on, you have to take care of yourself while the municipalities and state and the federal governments are trying to mitigate the action. So it's very, very important that you go onto that website and they'll walk you right through the plan that you need for your family. It's really, really easy, but it's really worthwhile. The MML website, I'm very familiar with it. I've downloaded all of their documents, all their information. As a matter of fact, I'm meeting next week with Ronnie Gill. He's the OEM Officer of Emergency Preparedness Director for Prince George's County. I'm meeting with him next week with Sergeant Sims and Sergeant Miltonberger from Cottage City. We're going to do a walkthrough of their facility to look at their capabilities and how Colmar Manor and Cottage City would integrate with them if we did have some type of emergency issue. So I'm really looking forward to that. And we're going to be spending almost all the day there. Some of the other meetings that we attended, one of the council members already talked about the elementary school children. The first day we visited Rogers Heights Elementary, and then we visited the Port Towns Elementary, not only to talk with the principals, but just to get the students to be aware of who we are. We try to, as well as we can, we try to attend every bus stop, especially for the elementary school children. We sometimes don't get to the high school level, but following that bus around when it comes through Colmar Manor is very vital to us in the morning and in the afternoon. So if you see a police car following the bus, it's not that anything has occurred. It's just that we like to trail that bus to make sure the children are getting off and on time. A couple other things that we did is I had the opportunity to meet the new FBI director. He was just sworn in 2 weeks ago, Christopher Ray, and the special agent in charge of the Baltimore Field Office. Why the Baltimore Field Office? Prince George's County falls underneath the Baltimore Field Office. So I had the opportunity to sit down with him and talk about some of the issues that are integral to Colmar Manor. Opioid epidemic, any type of domestic terrorism. Fortunately, we don't have those issues, but we always have to be prepared for those. And then I get an intelligence briefing every day from the Bureau and also from Prince George's County. I read that every morning, and I read every crime that's occurred in Prince George's County to see if there's any trends that affect us. So I keep coming back that we are so pleased with the effort that the citizens are doing in keeping their doors locked and their cars secured and calling in. I've noticed over the last 6 months we're getting a lot more calls from folks, and I don't mind it on my cell number. My cell is 202-309-6650. You can text me or you can call me, but we're getting a lot of folks that are calling in. They don't have to give their name and giving us information, which helps us significantly. The number that I always try to give out to our citizens, if you see something, rather than calling the Colmar Manor Town Hall, because sometimes the police department's not staffing it, is the 301-352-1200 number. If a Colmar Manor officer is working or if a Cottage City officer is working, they'll respond to that call. If not, the Prince George's County Police Department will respond to it. Councilmember Jackson talked about Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I put a couple of handouts over there in English and in Spanish dealing with domestic violence. It affects over 1 million people a year. And it's one of the unspoken crimes. A lot of the domestic violence victims don't like to come forward. So I've placed some information over there. We'll also put it on our Facebook, and we'll put it on Nextdoor. But 2 numbers that you need to know. If you're a victim of domestic violence, very simple number, 211 in Prince George's County. If you call that number, they will direct you to the appropriate, and they won't call for you. They'll put you on hold and they'll hook you up with the people from the domestic violence unit from Prince George's County. So it's very simple, 211. But it is one of these crimes where it's not your fault. A lot of people feel alone and they feel that help's not available. So I really encourage you to look at some of the brochures if you're here. Like I said, we'll put them online, but you can also go to the Prince George's County Government.gov website, and all of the things that I've got there dealing with domestic violence, it's on their website. Halloween's coming up October the 31st, Tuesday. Obviously, the police department will be out there. We're also going to be near the intersection of 40th and Newark. We'll have what's called Trunk or Treat. We'll have the police cars there with a lot of candy and goodies for the children. What I do ask the adults is that you accompany the children. If you are going to let the children go out and trick or treat, number one, try to have a light with the child, some type of a small light. Have the children make sure they cross the roads only at the intersections. The children have a tendency, they get so excited that they run across the streets. So we want to try to get the children used to crossing at the intersection. And always, once the kids bring the treats home, have an adult inspect it, just to make sure that nothing nefarious is going on. Other than that, like I said, I can't thank our citizens enough. Keep calling us. You've got my cell number, or you can email me at wlowry@colmarmanor.org. One of the council members talked about abandoned vehicles, the same thing. Please call if you see vehicles that have been sitting for more than 48 hours or have expired tags, or they look inoperable if they're on public streets. We can take care of those real quick for you. All right, Mayor, that's it.
All right, thank you so much. Is there a motion to accept the police report?
Yes, I'll make that motion to accept the police report.
Is there a second? Okay, discussion. I wanted to ask you, Chief, you said that the cameras at the CVS, it was not legible.
Well, the problem was that the gentleman, and we know it's a man, that the individual that came in, he apparently knew where the cameras were. So as soon as he walked in, he pulled a hood over him.
Oh.
So the cameras are of good quality. So if I indicated that the cameras weren't good, it's just the individual. He knew what he was doing.
I got you.
And so he covered himself. It's a little unusual a person would walk in with hood on and just go directly to the wallet. So potentially someone else came in, saw it, notified him, and then he came in. We couldn't make the connection. Mm-hmm. But the lady was very well prepared. I'll say this. It's another thing for our folks. Try to make a Xerox copy of all of your credit cards, of your driver's license, anything that you have in your wallet other than the money. Try to make a Xerox copy of that, so if you do lose it, or for heaven forbid if it is stolen, you have that information readily available for you.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Call for vote. Ward 1.
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
And the mayor votes aye. Thank you very much, Chief.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the next item on the budget, it says livable wage resolution, which Mr. Barr was supposed to be bringing us. We had voted to pay,
Wasn't it an FOIA policy that he was supposed to bring up livable wage?
yeah, we said because we voted for the livable wage, but we didn't have any resolution or any kind of permanent document on file. We just voted.
From in the past.
Mm-hmm.
From in the past. We didn't I don't have in my notes the livable wage discussion.
Oh, right.
This was for the
this was from last
FOIA
week.
policy.
No, this is what he sent in for today.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's probably due as well, but this one was also due from a previous period, so that we actually had a resolution saying that we don't pay any less than an individual livable wage of Prince George's County. But at any rate, Mr. Barr's not here, we don't have a document, and so I guess we'll take care of that business at another time. We'll finish it because it's not tabled, it's active.
Till we get it.
Yeah, until we actually get the document.
Okay.
So we'll move on. There is no new business. Moving on to committee reports. Do we have a senior report, Mr. Mutchler? Mm-hmm. Hope you enjoyed the fire department conference and all, but we missed you.
It's there somewhere.
It's on.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, Chief, Mr. Baden. As for the seniors, on the 20th of last month, they all went to Golden Corral for lunch. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. I was down at VA. We had a meeting last Wednesday, and our next meeting will be on the 21st. We averaged about 14 people. So while I'm up, I want to apologize for not being here for the 90th birthday.
We understand.
But here and here.
Only be in one place.
We had the Prince George's County Volunteer Farmers Association banquet scheduled for that week. That was a whole year in planning, and we have very few members anymore. And so we try to get what we could in. And me being one of the few oldest members still active, and they wanted me to ride in the parade. So I think I talked to Councilman Mendoza a couple of evenings before I saw her, and was explaining to her, and she said, well, you know, if you've been that long and everything else, you should really be there, and we'll forgive you for not being here. I wanted to be here, but I had to be there. So
Yes.
that's why I'm apologizing for not being there.
I understand.
And I understand it was a very nice day.
Yes, it was.
It was a very nice convention we had. We put on the past presidents of the association, all the living past presidents, men and women, and they had a very nice dinner on Wednesday evening of that week. And it was one of the best conventions they've had, everybody said. So anyhow, my apologies.
No, thank you so much. And Mr. Mitchell, I just want to let you know, I don't know if you've heard that the Burger King is, after going through so much history during this period of time, I know that Burger King was the first new thing to be rebuilt on Bladensburg Road after the urban renewal. And as life turns around, it will be getting
Makeover.
it's going to get, I think they're rebuilding it.
They're rebuilding
They're getting
it.
a new one, all over again. So, there we go, full circle. It's time. But thank you for getting it there in the first place, and I hope you'll be able to come out and for the grand opening when we get it, you know, when it comes out, the new one. Okay, we have a report for the Garden Club.
Yes, I also want to say thank you, Mr. Mutchler, for sharing your pictures with us for our 90th anniversary. If anyone is interested in seeing, like the mayor said, they're in our hallway. They're beautiful pictures, and thank you for sharing. My report for the Garden Club, I want to thank everyone who helped and participated in us doing our annual fundraiser where we sold our mums. We didn't buy a lot of mums this year. We only bought 60, and I want to say we sold all of them. We do have about 4 or 5 invoices still out, but we did sell all our mums, and thank you for everybody who participated. Thank you to all the volunteers from our garden club that came out and stayed at Port Towns Day. They also stayed at our 90th anniversary. Also, on October the 21st, we will be cleaning our gardens for the fall. We'll have Reverend Addison Group here at 9 o'clock. She'll be here with the Port Town Youth Council. They'll be here from 9 a.m. to 12. We still need volunteers to come out and help. We'll be doing both gardens. With that note, I want to say congratulations to the Garden Club again, and also everyone who put a hand in making our garden beautiful. We received 2 awards last week for beautification awards for both gardens in Ward 1 and also in Ward 4. This is definitely a great community because we have a lot of participations in our garden club. So I'm very proud of that. One of our members had an idea, and a lot of us will be participating. On October the 28th, we'll have our Harvest Fest here. However, we will be decorating the garden that's in Ward 1 by Councilmember Blue's house. And we'll be giving out pumpkins. That will be our treat from the garden club. So we're asking anyone if they had little small pumpkins they want to donate to the garden club, we'll be more than happy to use them. I think I got some more stuff. Oh, November the 11th, University of Maryland graduates will be coming and helping us clean out the back part of the garden. And we really appreciate all their help when they come out. That's it. That's it from the garden club.
Thank you. You can go green team now.
Yeah. So the green team, we met last night. Is that right? Yes, yes. We met last night, and we had Pepco come in and give us a update. Everyone know we met with Pepco, I think, back in July, and we had a bus trip that went around, and we identified trees that they had put on their list to take down, which a lot of them we didn't agree with. However, there were 14 homes in the community that the residents wanted the particular trees to come down. So Pepco came out last night to our green team meeting and gave us a list of trees where the residents can replace them trees. We also, and we're very happy that we're able to save the tree that's in front of Miss Francis' house, the beautiful tree in Ward 2. They're probably going to do some pruning, but we're asked them if we can save that tree. I'm sorry, I had to pull up my notes from last week. We reviewed our minutes from September 11th. We also talked about on October 28th, which is a very busy day, we are doing a clean up, green up. And that's something that's doing county-wide. We're asking for volunteers, not just only the green team, we're asking for residents. They will provide us with some trees that we would like to plant, and we will be beautifying one street. I'll keep you informed exactly what street will be beautified. I think it's, did we say Newark, Mayor? Newark Road?
Yes, behind the car wash.
Behind the car wash. And they'll come out, and that's happening also on October the 28th. But we are looking for volunteers because our goal is to plant 10 trees there. And that's it. Our next meeting is November the 13th. Pepco will come back again, and all is welcome. This is an open meeting. We encourage people to join our green team. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I also want to mention from the green team's also been working and visiting the businesses to do a business survey to determine how well the businesses in the community are recycling. And so that will be a continuous process to work with them in recycling. It is the law. So if you are aware of a business that's not, we're trying to help out so that they can all start to recycle as everybody else does. I also want to mention that when we did the walk, there's 14 homes, but there were a total of 40 trees on the list to be removed. There were many more to be trimmed, but we were able to get, I think, 8 trees taken off of the list based on going through that review. So that was a good positive thing. So anyway, thank you. So is there a rec report?
Renee already gave that, but on October the 28th, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., the new Covenant Church in Colmar Manor, they're going to be having their Harvest Fest, and the mission is 2 canned goods and a bag of candy. And they're going to have hay rides, desserts, decoration, and they're going to have a fire pit. That's all I have. Thank you.
So their Harvest Fest is the same day as ours?
Yeah, but theirs lasts at 10 p.m., 7 p.m. to 10
And ours,
p.m.
and ours is from 5 to 7.
Yeah.
So once you leave. Okay.
All right, is there a report for PGCMA? Councilmember Mendoza?
Thank you, Mayor. We had our first chapter meeting in the city of Greenbelt on September 21st. It was wonderful. Thank you to the mayor and the council there. We went over just some of the legislative priorities, climate change, bike and pedestrian road improvements, municipal broadband, and protecting community development block grant. So our next chapter meeting will be November 16th, and that will be in the city of Bowie at 7 p.m. And everyone is encouraged to attend. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I'll just add that we also, one of the meetings that I missed on here is we've been working on our yearly legislative priority dinner. And so we're planning to have that November the 2nd. It's Thursday. It's a Thursday. And we'll be doing it a little bit differently this year. We're going to do breakout rooms where we'll have subjects on economics, on housing, about nonprofits, about the environment, and I can't forget the fourth one, but we're going to have 2 sessions in this room. We'll have 2 in the outreach one, 1 in the conference room, and everybody will rotate 2 sessions for the event with the box lunch. So I'm very happy with the way we're moving forward with that. These are the Port Town priorities that we'll be talking about. So that's where we go. Also, I will be going to the Maryland Municipal League Conference, the fall conference, which is focused on legislation. And one of the big points that has consistently been the point is highway users tax, which was cut from the municipal budget from a long time ago. That's still a big focus. I had a meeting with the Maryland Black Mayors, and also a meeting with the Maryland Mayors Association, and also with the Women in Government. So even though I was doing the 90th anniversary, I still did all that too, so somehow. So I want to thank everybody again. Is there any citizen comments? Okay, seeing none, I would like to say that we need to go into a closed session for personnel matters. And so is there a motion to go into a closed session for personnel matters?
I'll make that motion stated.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And any opposed? None opposed. Okay, so we are officially in a closed session. We will retire to the chambers and then return afterwards to close the meeting.
Thank you.
But there'll be no additional items on the agenda, so thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Connie?